everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to see if it's easy to pay our vows like Hannah did with Samuel, and why or why not is that the case. So Hannah, in 1 Samuel chapter 1, had no children at that point, and had been like that for a while. This state that she was in bothered her quite a lot, and she went to go pray about it. And she vowed that if God granted her request, she'd give that son right back to God to be his. God did eventually give her that child, and even though this was her only son, she followed up on that vow. Now, is it easy to do this? Absolutely not. But how was Hannah able to do it? Well, she had 4 things that made this possible. First, she feared, or in other words, respected God. And second, she had integrity. If she didn't have those things, she would not have been able to follow up on her vow and give up the only child she'd ever had with no promise of another. An example of someone who had the same fear and integrity was Job. Let's look at Job for a second. Job, in his calamity, refused to sin against God, even when he lost everything. And also his wife told him to sin as well, and even his friends were already calling him a sinner anyway. But God vouched for him in Job chapter 2 verse 3. And God said, "Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil, and he still holdeth fast his integrity." This was how Hannah, having these same attributes, was able to pay her vow. Now, of course, I mentioned there were 4 things that Hannah had, and the 2 other things that she had was that she had a strong need for what she was requesting for, and she was grateful when her request was granted. These 2 things go hand in hand. If we're feeling and we kinda want it, but and when it's given, we wouldn't be very moved to pay back our vow, as it didn't mean much in the first place. Look at how many people in today's world don't pay back their loans in our society, when there are people who will literally take you to court if you don't pay back your loans. Nobody's going to serve you court papers for not paying back a vow to God, so we have to desperately want what we're asking for and be grateful for it to be able to fulfill the vow that we made. And this is why King Solomon said that we should be careful about making vows in Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verses 2 to 5. Not paying back a vow is no joke, as he said in those verses. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before God. When thou vowest a vow unto God, defer not to pay it, for he hath no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed. Better is it that thou shouldest not vow, than thou shouldest vow and not pay. So, if we are making a personal vow, we better be serious about it. But there is one vow that all Christians must make, no matter what, and that's to serve God faithfully till the end of our lives. We can't not make this vow. And we were told in Hebrews chapter 3 verse 14 that that's the only way we'll be counted as children of God. That verse says, "For we are made partakers in Christ, if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end." And this vow, like any other we make, must be paid back. But that is the end of my answer to the question, is it easy to pay our vows as Hannah did with Samuel? It is not exactly easy, and we need 4 different things to make sure that this is possible. 1 is integrity, 2 is fearing God, 3 is gratitude, and 4, a strong need for what we were requesting. If you like my content and you want to see more of my content, then you can subscribe, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell so you can support me, and you can be notified as well of when I post again. Have an awesome day, and I'd love to see all of you soon.